Are you all good? Okay,
Everyone.
so we are recording. So great. I see people joining, and let me welcome all of you for this session of Edugo.AI webinars. I am Nicole Carvelli, the company business developer. Hi, Robert, I see in the chat. And here with me, I have the two speakers of this session about how to enroll students online, Giuseppe Tomasello and Herbert. I will ask you guys to give a brief introduction of yourself in just a while. I would like just to wait a few minutes more to let all the people in. Maybe all the while, you guys can drop us a message and tell where are you from? Where are you currently following us from? Because I'm sure that also we are in different time zones. For example, me right now, I'm in Italy, so it's 3 p.m. here. But what about you and Giuseppe and Herbert, for example?
I'm usually located in Austria, but I am coming to you straight from the City of Lights, Paris today.
Great. I am actually on the other side of the world. So I am in Shanghai, in China. So for me, it's 9 p.m. So I would like to know also where you guys are connected from. Usually we have a pretty global audience. So we have people from all over the world. I can see Rachel from Cesena in Italy. Okay, Adriano from Sao Paulo. Wow.
Alessandro Sicily.
Sicily again.
Lucky you, Alessandro. I'm also from Sicily. I miss a lot Sicily. It's a long time I don't come back. So Taormina is amazing city. Roberta in Toronto. Wow. So it is truly global audience. That's amazing.
Also Costa Rica, Belgium. That's great.
Wonderful.
So, fantastic. So, okay, France, great. So thank you all of you for joining us. And okay, since we are here, I'd like to start asking Herbert and Giuseppe to give us a brief introduction of yourself. So Herbert, would you like to go first?
Of course. Hi, my name is Herbert Gerzer. I am the founder of a digital advertising agency called HerbertGerzer.com. And we help language schools and education businesses enroll more students and get more leads for their language programs through paid advertising. And great to be here. And today I know that this topic is one that a lot of schools struggle with. So I hope to give you some inspiration and ideas.
Great.
So thank you, Herbert. Go, Giuseppe.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Nico. So I'm Giuseppe Tomasello. I'm from Italy, but I live in China for many years. I have also international background, so I've been living in many continents, actually almost all the continents around the world. So I started Edugo.AI in 2017 with a kind of selfish objective, because I'm a really passionate language learner. So I wanted to build a tool that allowed me to learn languages faster in a more personalized way. And so I believe that the topic of being user-centric, right? Like, so we build our technology that has the student at the center of the interaction. I think that is the key topic for having a successful marketing campaign. Because the key for marketing, I believe, is actually delivering value to your users, to your customers. In this case, will be the students. And so that has been always our focus since the beginning of the company, is that how we can deliver a better learning experience for students. And so I'm really happy today actually have another webinar with Herbert. Actually, that's the second session we are doing about this really important topic. And so Herbert will share with us a lot of different really practical tools and strategies on how to attract users from social media, especially Facebook and Instagram. And then at the end, after Herbert's presentation, we are going to share a quick demo, which will be 10 minutes on how we are actually using Edugo.AI once we attract those users, actually to convert those users in paying customers and to retain those students inside the platform for a really long time. So yeah, so we're going to have like a lot of really practical tools and then a real case study on how to apply those tools in practice. So really looking forward for this session, and really looking forward to learn from Herbert and also to discuss with you at the end of the presentation.
Fantastic.
Yeah, in fact, guys, do not forget that at the end, we are going to have a Q&A session. Of course, in the meanwhile, you can use the Zoom chat to ask all the questions, but then we will have a dedicated session moment at the end. So at this point, I think that we are all ready to start. So Herbert, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. So let me just get this ready. Wonderful. So yes, in today's session, we are going to talk about how to enroll more students in your language school. Now, there are obviously very many ways of doing that, more traditional ways, through referrals, but we are going to focus on Facebook ads today because that's exactly what we do every day at the agency. And my goal is to give you some ideas and also a framework to launch profitable Facebook ads for your school. You've probably already heard, I mean, if you're not running campaigns at the moment, you've definitely heard or read about how other businesses, other language schools are generating leads and also direct enrollments through Facebook and Instagram ads. You've maybe even tried launching a few campaigns yourself, but you've probably struggled to get quality leads or enrollments at a reasonable price. Maybe you've even tried hiring a digital marketer or perhaps even a marketing agency, but maybe they're too expensive or they didn't get you any results. Happens quite often. And so all of this trial and error is obviously costing you a lot of money and you've decided to stop your campaigns. But you know that this channel, Facebook and Instagram, you know that your target audience is spending time on these platforms and you know that you're possibly missing out on a big opportunity. So I really wanted to share some insights with you today so that you can go out and launch your first campaigns. But before we start, I know not everyone here has experimented with Facebook ads before. So if you are a complete beginner, let me give you a quick rundown of how Facebook ads work. Now, Facebook campaigns are structured in 3 layers or levels. First, we have the campaign level, and this is where we choose our campaign objective. Now, Facebook gives you many options for your campaign objective. You'll see reach campaign, engagement campaign, traffic campaign, lead generation campaign, or conversion campaign. It can be very confusing to choose which one fits your goals. However, for 97, 98, 99% of the schools out there, your goal, I assume, is going to be generating a lead. So getting people to fill in a contact form, a lead form, getting people to sign up for a free lesson or a free demo, or ideally to get them to actually register or enroll in one of your courses. So that is why a conversions campaign is the type of campaign objective you want to use in this first level. So once we set our objective and also our budget, then we look at the ad set level, which is the second level. And this is where you go into audience targeting. And we're going to talk about that a little later. You choose your schedule, how long the ads run for, the type of bidding, and also where your ads are shown on Instagram, on the Facebook feed, in Facebook's audience network, etc. And then the last level, the third level, the ad level, this is where you actually create your ads. So you choose the ad format, whether it's a single image or a single video ad, a carousel ad, a story ad. You put your ad copy in, your creative, you put your URL that people will be going to after they click on the ad, and also the call to action. So that was a very quick summary of how campaigns are structured. And really what we want to do is we want to drive cold traffic. So people who have never heard about your school before, direct them to your website and landing page to get them interested in your offer. Most of the people who visit will probably leave without doing anything, which is why we set up retargeting ads. And we'll talk about that as well. So now that you know how to structure your campaigns, let's talk about targeting, because you do not want to target the wrong audience who are not going to be interested in what you're offering. That's a very fast way of burning a lot of ad budget. So how do we find our perfect audience on Facebook? Facebook offers you 3 different types of audience targeting. The first one is saved audiences, second is custom audiences, and the third is lookalike audiences. Now for saved audiences, this is where you create audiences based on your ideal audience's characteristics, behaviors, traits, demographics. And you should already know who your ideal client is. You should have done your research. Maybe you have some buyer personas or client avatars that you've created on who exactly buys your courses. And then you can go into the audience creation in Facebook and actually choose these different traits. So location, the age, sex, and then some more detailed targeting based on interests, behaviors, and demographics. And what Facebook will do is it will show you on the right-hand side how many people, potential people, are in that audience. Now, you're probably asking yourself, how large should an audience be? Very good question. Way back when, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, when Facebook was still kind of in its infancy stages, the best practice was to use very, very specific and detailed targeting, layer upon layer of interests and behaviors so that your audience is as small as possible. We throw that out the window now. And in this day and age, Facebook algorithm has become so clever and so good at identifying the audiences that we want to have our audiences bigger now. We want them broader to allow Facebook to find the right audience within that. So I would recommend having an audience size of at least 1 million people to 3 or 4 million people. And so that means you're probably going to be targeting whole countries, and then maybe age range, and then 1 or 2 interests to get to that perfect audience size. Now, if you are a local business and you are located in a town of 200,000 people, obviously you're not going to have a million size audience. Then you would target everyone in that town, maybe just by age, and then that's it. You don't want to add any more layering on there. So that's saved audiences. Custom audiences are people who already have engaged with you. Maybe they visited your website, they follow you on Facebook and Instagram. And these are great ways of launching retargeting campaigns, which I'll show you in a second, and getting people at every stage of their customer journey. And then number 3 is lookalike audiences, which is actually my favorite type of audience for cold traffic. So reaching out to new people who haven't heard about you. And what you do is that you upload a source audience. And usually that is a list of past customer or student email addresses, maybe a list of leads or newsletter subscribers. And what Facebook does is it looks for people who are similar to those people who have already bought from you, who have already taken action with your school, and they will go out and find people like that. And we're seeing really good results using lookalike audience these days. So when it comes to Facebook ads, probably the easiest and quickest way to win and to see a profit is by using custom audiences to set up retargeting campaigns. This is the quickest path to revenue. And I like to call this achieving omnipresence. So being everywhere all the time. You are following your prospective students and customers everywhere they go on the internet, and you keep top of mind. And that's a very powerful thing. Again, retargeting is the process of advertising to people who are already in your audience, who have already interacted with you. And you will know this from browsing the internet. Maybe you go to Amazon or you go to Nike and look at a pair of shoes, and then you leave the site and you don't buy. Whenever you browse the internet, after that, you scroll through Instagram, you will keep on seeing the same pair of shoes over and over and over. That is retargeting in practice. And we can also use that for language schools. So who can we retarget? Obviously, website visitors, people who have visited your website, they're interested, but maybe they didn't buy or they didn't fill out the contact form. People who have visited a specific course page or a specific URL, people who have added to cart or started the registration process, Facebook, Instagram engagers, newsletter subscribers, unconverted leads, etc. And what we do, or how can we actually retarget them? You don't want to have the same ad that you're showing someone who has never heard about you. They are further along that customer journey. And what you're trying to do is push them to that next step in your sales funnel. So to fill in the contact form, to book a free demo, to enroll in a course. So, this is a great way of using deadlines and discounts and promotions for people who are maybe on the edge and need that extra little motivation to make a purchasing decision. And also a fantastic way of leveraging student testimonials to build trust and social proof. Again, everyone is bombarded with internet advertising these days, and people want to be able to trust who they're buying from. So using student testimonials or videos from your teachers is a very effective way of doing that. And this is a very simple example of retargeting at work from one of our clients. This is a registration abandonment campaign, sometimes called a cart abandonment. So someone who has gone through and filled out the registration, but they stopped at payment. They didn't pay. They left the website and didn't finish their purchase. For example, we could show them and create an audience based on these segment of people and show them an ad like this, where we're really quite specific in our wording. The first line of the ad copy is, you only need to take one more step to conquer your IELTS exam. And in the headline, forgot about your IELTS exam. So we know that people have gone through all of that stage to get through to the payment method, but they left, and now we're reminding them. And this is a simple example of how we can retarget people. So again, people who already know about your school and have engaged with you are much easier to convert than complete strangers. So really, this should always be the first campaign that you launch. And if you're not running retargeting campaigns, even for a very little cost per day, you can start retargeting at a couple of dollars, a couple of euros per day, just so that you keep in front of your audience. Now, if you're a new school, a new brand starting out, or you have no audience, then you have to build that audience first before you start retargeting. Otherwise, you don't have anyone to retarget to. Yes, and another great way of looking at this in terms of retargeting is to look for possible leaks in your sales funnel. So where are people kind of going away or not going to the next step? That could be, for example, at the top of the funnel, people who visited a specific course page but didn't fill in the contact or lead form that you have on that page. You can show them an ad for that. Middle of the funnel, people who submitted the contact form but didn't sign up for the free demo lesson. And then the bottom of the funnel, people who attended the free demo lesson but haven't signed up for a course yet. So these would be 3 separate campaigns with 3 different types of ads to get people to that next step. Now, we have nailed our targeting. We know that retargeting and retargeting audiences are very important, but what do we actually post in these ads? This is a big question. Do videos work? Do photos work? How do I get inspiration? Should I just use a photo from the internet? So I wanted to give you some tips and tricks. But first off, let's dissect the structure of a Facebook ad, the anatomy of a Facebook ad. So here is an example here from my tutor. And at the top, we have the business page, name and logo. You've got to make sure that that is correct. And then we have the text or the ad copy, the body copy of the ad, the main text. We have the creative, so either an image, a photo, or a video. Then we have the display URL, so the URL that you're sending them to, the headline, the description, and then of course the CTA or call to action. If you're getting started, I know this can be a little overwhelming. You don't want to be too sophisticated or cute and spend too much time and resources creating your ads. You don't need to invest in an expensive camera. You don't need to hire a videography team to create an ad, because actually most of the time, simple, scrappy, well-crafted images and videos done with a smartphone perform very, very well. So done is better than perfect, is what I always say. So don't let that be a barrier to you starting your campaigns. So what do you actually put in your ads? You know, what photos, what videos, what do you write of them? I've always had like a checklist, but I wanted to give you some kind of tactics and some hacks today on how to get inspiration to find content for your ads. So because we want to avoid posting or launching this type of ad. It's a generic ad with a stock image from the internet. The ad copy is very uninspiring, let's say. It's not very compelling. And you would probably scroll past it without thinking about it because it looks like an ad, let's be honest. So this is the thing we want to avoid. And so let me go through some hacks for you. So number one is to open up your email marketing software. That might be MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or HubSpot, whatever you have, and to look at the emails that you send to your newsletter subscribers and also your prospects and see what the highest open rates are, and use the subject lines of the best performing emails in your ad copy, because that obviously caught people's attention and was compelling for them. So that's a great way of getting some headlines for your ads. Number two is to look at the engagement on your Facebook and Instagram profile. What photos, videos, posts got the most likes and comments? Use those top performing photos and videos in your ads as well. You know, you can always repurpose. There's no rule that says you can't use an Instagram post or a photo or video that you've posted on Facebook in an ad. And I would guess that the photos and videos that get the most engagement on your Facebook and Instagram profiles are photos and videos of real people, real students, real teachers, or maybe behind the scenes of your staff. So that's always a good tip, to use real people. Hack number three is to do a little bit of spying and research to sign up to competitors or other type of language schools, or even other businesses in different industries, to get their marketing emails, to get them, see what they're doing in terms of marketing campaigns. You can always get excellent inspiration and see how they structure things, and create a personal swipe file. So what I always do is, if I see an ad in my Instagram feed or maybe online when I'm browsing the internet and it catches my attention, I will screenshot it and save it in a folder to use as inspiration for when I need to come up with a new ad concept for clients. Of course, you want to use it as inspiration. We don't want to steal anything, but I think this is a really great idea to see what other people are doing. Hack number four is something that is very, not very well known, but is absolutely amazing tool, is to go to Facebook Ads Library and spy on competitors and also other companies, because every single ad that is currently running on Facebook and Instagram is publicly available. And I can show you here right now how that looks. So if you go to Facebook Ads Library, you just need to Google it. Make sure you choose all countries and then all ads. And then all you do is type in, you know, the company name of the of the school or of the company, you want to see if they're running ads, right? So, this is an example, Duolingo, a large learning language app. And as you can see, they are running over 100 different ads right now. And what you want to do is, of course, you can look through all of them, but you want to scroll down to the very bottom and see how far it goes. Okay, let's choose this one, for example. Right, launched in October 2020, so a year ago. And this ad has been running for a year. So you can assume that this ad is performing really well, because if it wasn't performing well, then they would turn it off. And I assume Duolingo has a very good digital marketing team, so they know they wouldn't leave an ad running that is running at a loss, so to say. So you would go to this ad, see the ad copy they're using, have a look at their video. Yeah, bright, colorful, fun, and use it as inspiration. So this is an excellent tip for you to get some ideas for your own ads. Hack number 5 is to listen to your customers. So what are your customers saying? And so look through your reviews, your testimonials, your interviews. What are they saying in class? And use those words in the ad copy. The most convincing ad copy comes from the hearts and minds of our customers. So find patterns. If a lot of people are saying, oh, I took this course because I wanted to build my confidence in English, use that in your ad copy. So this is another internal way of getting inspiration and ideas. And of course, always remember to create several ad variations. We always want to test different ad copy, different creatives, different headlines, different call to actions to find the perfect combination that works best. So let me show you some real world examples from some of our clients. This one for English School of Canada. We run quite a number of different type of ads in very different markets in all languages. And they actually didn't do any digital marketing or any online advertising prior to the pandemic. And so we came in and launched all of these different ads, and the results were fantastic. In just 1.5 years, we increased their direct enrollments from 2% to over 20%. And that was through lead generation ads, so getting people to fill in a lead form or a contact form to get more information about their English courses and pathway programs. This Spanish school in Barcelona, as you can see, the 2 videos here, they're very authentic videos. I love the one on the right. It's actually a TikTok video. Video is all the rage. And if you have the resources and the expertise, you want to focus heavily on video, and also just really authentic. This one is the student's perspective. I think she's on the right-hand side. She's just walking into the school, and there's some music on there. And then one of the teachers hands her books, and then she goes into the classroom. So something as simple as that, just like a kind of a first-person story, can work extremely well. This one for another English school in Canada, again, multiple languages, multiple markets. The 2 on the left are testimonials. Again, they don't look amazingly professional, but they don't need to be. They're authentic videos of real students speaking into their phone. We always add subtitles, of course. Over 80% of videos are watched on social media without sound. So if you do not have subtitles in your video, then you are losing out on a lot of clicks, and your message will be lost. This one for a camp provider in the UK. Again, on the right-hand side, this was a retargeting ad. So using that sense of urgency, hey, our programs are starting on the 1st and the 15th of August, last chance. So kind of using deadlines to get people to enroll. Yes, so what are your action steps from this? I would like you to first map out your sales funnel and figure what are the goals for your campaigns. Do you want to generate leads, or do you want to get people to enroll in your courses? Or maybe it is, you want people to sign up for a free demo lesson or a consultation so that you can get on the phone with them and prove your worth and your services. Number 2 is to build out your retargeting audiences for every stage of your customer journey. And remember to be aware of the leaks in your sales funnel where people can kind of leave the funnel. And that's where you want to create a retargeting campaign to get people to the next step. And number 3 is to create high converting ads by spying on copy and creatives that already work. And I gave you 5 little hacks in order to do that. So yes, that was my presentation today. I hope that gave you some inspiration and motivation to go out and launch your own ad campaigns. I am here to answer your questions at the end of the session today. And if you are a language school or education business looking to generate more leads and enrollments for your courses, then feel free to reach out. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Herbert. It was great. I learned a lot, honestly, and I think ourselves we will apply a lot of those tips to our marketing strategy. So that's really good.
I was taking notes.
Great. Good. So I'm sure also a lot of the audience today get a lot of value from this.
I hope so.
Of course, some people were asking about the recording. This will be available in our YouTube channel. So you can type Edugo.AI on YouTube and subscribe to the channel, and you can find the recording of this session. And we also will email to you the recording. So now what we will do, we'll jump in a case study of how to use Edugo.AI to actually convert this traffic, right? Because once you generate interest from your audience and you're able to bring these customers or potential customers to your website, then it's really, really important to offer to them easy to use and high converting marketing strategy to help those students actually to enroll in your course or your program, and then to actually pay, and so become paying customers, and of course later on to stick with your programs for a really long time, so to maximize retention. And so we are going to display to you a really quick case study on how we can accomplish this with Edugo.AI technology. So the first step is actually like to create a funnel, right? So Herbert gave us all these amazing tips on how to create traffic, which will be in the awareness stage. And then actually once the student is clicking on the ads to go to your landing page, it's really important that the landing page offers a really compelling value proposition that resonates with what is the customer needs. And then you can create different kind of funnels to be able to convert these potential customers into a paying customer, right? So we actually at Edugo create different kind of funnels. So we are going to display to you 2 different kind of funnels. And then I would like to have a little bit of a discussion with you, because we can create many different kind of funnels with our technology. We have 2 main ones, which is the first one we're displaying right now, which is finding a teacher. So the kind of funnel that you interact directly with a language teacher. And so basically you arrive in the landing page, you're able to find the teacher that match with your preferences, and then you sign up and book a lesson. And then we have a second kind of funnel, which will be to find a course. And the course means, for example, you can arrive in the landing page and take a placement test. And so to assess your level and then find a course that suits your level, and then start interacting with the content, right? And then after the students interact with content, then we'll also convert into a paying customer. And so right now, actually, we will show you a demo of the platform. So we will actually simulate what will be the experience from a student perspective, right? So imagine you just watch one of these amazing ads from Facebook, and you're interested in enrolling in a course. So you click on the link and you arrive to a landing page. Of course, the landing page you're seeing right now is a generic landing page that we created for demo purposes. But usually we actually create a landing page that is completely customizable according to your school branding elements. So everything can be, the look and feel of the page can really reflect what are your branding colors and images, and as well also the copy, right? Like the text can be customized. And here actually you can see on the top a call to action, which will be book a free trial lesson, right? And then basically by clicking this call to action, you can access to a list of teachers. And those are all different teachers of the school that basically have their profile in the platform. And for example, I find this teacher Nicole really interesting. So I would like to book a lesson with Nicole. And this moment you need to create an account, right? Like in this way you sign up. And in order to be able to look at the profile of Nicole and look at the schedule. And in this way, actually, by signing up, we are getting the email of the user, which is actually really important, because once you get the email, you actually have what we say in the marketing funnel, we get to the acquisition stage. So now we acquire the contact of the student. So now we also acquired the name and surname. So we're getting more information about the student. We know the location. So we start to have a better profile of the student, that this will help us down the road to customize our offering. So now that the profile is created, actually the student really easily can check the schedule of the teacher and book a trial class. And this happens all inside the platform. And so now the student actually booked the class, and they will be redirected to his dashboard, where is basically all his learning activities happen inside the platform. So here you can see the schedule. So now the lesson is going to start soon. So Nicole is going to accept. And basically as well, we have a chat room, so there can be communication between the teacher and the student. And of course, once the lesson is completed, then we can go to the payment page, which will be actually by clicking the buy more. And here, basically, the student can buy a package that is offered from the school, and those can be, of course, customizable according to the specific school packages. And so basically, really easily, we convert the student from the landing page to the point we wanted, which is actually a paying customer. So now your students became a paying customer. And this is actually a really traditional one-on-one approach. And now we would like to share with you another kind of model, which is actually more content driven, right? Because once we move online, we have also the opportunity to allow the students to interact with content. And so another funnel can be actually the find a course funnel. So for example, here in the landing page, you can find different courses that you can create in your platform. And for example, Nicole is now clicking on a B1 course, which you can put a price tag. So in this case, it will be a $100 course. And here, basically, there will be a curriculum, and the students, can see the curriculum and then can try it out. So you can also allow the student, for example, to go on the lesson number 1, which is for free, and actually start to do some interactions with the content. And this is actually really important, because we are bringing the student directly to the value of learning, right? So what we say, the time to value becomes really quick. So the students, by the time it arrives in the platform, in a few minutes, is already interacting with your content and is already learning something, which is actually something that helps a lot to improve conversion, because the students start to experience value from your platform. And that's something that we, by doing many tests over the years, we actually discovered that this is actually one of the best way to build trust with the student. Because by having high quality content and the gamified content, like the one you're showing right now, is actually like allowing the student to discover the value proposition of your school, what is your pedagogical approach, and also kind of like have a taste of how much you will learn during the time you will spend in your course. Sorry, I will mute the audio. Okay. Okay, so that's actually the other funnel that we created. And so once the student actually, experience some value, he can purchase directly the content. And of course, this would be $100, but can be also $1, right? Can be any kind of price that you decide. But it's really important that once a student actually pay even $1 for a content, it becomes your customer. So again, it will create a profile in your school, and then you're able to upsell as well, for example, one-on-one tutoring sessions, all in the same platform, right? So that's actually the other funnel. We have many other kind of funnels, for example, also for group students, right? So instead of having like a one-on-one, we also support what we call a classroom. So also in this similar fashion, you can create, a group. You can create like a class, and basically students can enroll in the class, and you can manage the enrollment in the same way. Nicola is actually so we're going to show you like find the classroom. For example, here you have a class that's starting today, the October 28th. And here you can have some basic description of the classroom, how many lessons are going to be. There is also a calendar, and also like you can see how many people can enroll in this classroom. So in this case, will be 3 people already enrolled, and totally you can allow 10 students. And in the same way, we automate all this process of enrollment, and then there is all the interaction happening in the same platform. So yeah, so that's a little bit overview of how our system works. Okay, so Nicole now is showing once you enroll in the classroom, you're actually being able to enter in this room. You are able to interact with your classmates, to see the curriculum, see the agenda, and also have the video system embedded in the same platform. Okay, so we wanted to just give you an overview on how you can actually link the awareness stage of like, attracting customers from social media to a real product that actually you're able to convert those customers and to retain those customers, right? So because we always have this kind of analogy with a bucket. So we say always like, you can put a lot of water in a bucket, but if your bucket is actually leaking, if there is a hole in your bucket, then you're going to lose all this water that you're bringing. So you need to have a bucket that actually doesn't have any holes and is really be able to contain all this water. So all this traffic, which is the water, will be there, and you're able to grow your school. If you have a leaky bucket, which means you can bring a lot of water, a lot of traffic, but then these customers will be lost because you are not able to retain. So I think those two areas, top of the funnel and then product, are really linked together, and you need to have also a great product in order to retain those customers and grow your school. Okay, so we finished our short demo. So I think now we can open up with a Q&A. Previously, we've been using actually other kind of webinar tools, but today we are on Zoom, and we would love to interact with you. So if you have any questions, please.
I actually want him to send me the recording, like update of his meeting, which is
okay, so if you have any questions, please raise your hand, unmute yourself, and then you can ask the questions or giving us some feedback. Herbert and I were really happy to do this.
Fantastic. Yeah, I love what you said, Giuseppe. It's so true. Ads, running traffic to your website is only one piece of the puzzle. The user experience when someone lands on your landing page or your website is so important, right? If you make it difficult for people to access the information that they want to find out about programs, your school, or it's difficult to sign up, then you'll lose the customer or that prospect. So having, like a plug and play software or app like yours is a great addition to the whole pieces of the puzzle.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Actually, I see in the chat room we have some questions.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
One from Adriano, which I love. This is a really good question. So Adriano has experimented with Facebook ads in the past, but was having some trouble filtering his audience based on their income, as they are able to do it in the US, but not in other countries. So in the United States, you're able to filter by like top 5% of postcodes. with the highest income or top 10%, but not in other countries. So he was having some difficulty getting students to pay the price. So great question. And that's always an issue of getting qualified prospects, people who have the funds or the resources to actually enroll in one of your courses. And there are a few ways that we can kind of mitigate that or filter out those low quality leads, so to say. One is targeting combined with ad copy. So targeting professions that you know have a higher income, perhaps doctors, lawyers, etc. And you can either do that by job titles, although not everyone has their job title in their Facebook profile. What's even better is find out the industry associations or organizations of that industry. So, and find, I think it's the American Medical Association. There is a group for that because it's a large organization. So that is one way of filtering your audience. The second way is through ad copy and making it very, very clear who you are speaking to by calling out your audience. Now, you might say, okay, you could write in the ad copy, do you need to improve your business English? That is very generic. Why not take it one step further? Again, if we use the doctor example, really call them out and be specific. Are you struggling describing your patient's symptoms in English? Wow, okay, that is only for doctors, right? It's not for lawyers, it's not for university students, it is only for doctors, and only doctors will resonate with that ad copy. So those are two ways. The other way is when you send them to your landing page or to your website, is to have a contact form or a lead form that is longer. It sounds counterintuitive because you want to make the process as easy as possible, name, email, that's it. But that's too easy, right? Sometimes, especially for higher priced products, you want people to make the time investment to fill out some questions, because that means that they are more serious. So what you could do is add some open-ended questions and maybe some kind of drop-down questions. When are you thinking of starting your English course? Immediately, next month, next week, next year? What is your level? What are your goals? Why do you want to improve your English? And people need to actually stop and think about, the reason that they are on your website and want to contact you. So those are some ways to filter out lower quality leads. Emma has a question about, is there something similar as Facebook ads library for Instagram ads? Well, yes, it's the same thing. So Instagram is owned by Facebook. So if you go to Facebook ads library, you will also see all of the Instagram ads that any advertiser is running at the moment. Another question, Shaden, if you offer free courses, won't the students who registered with payment feel it's not fair? I don't know. I've tried giving 5 weeks course, sorry, but only the first week free. Okay. I'm not sure I quite understand the problem there, Shaden, but I received complaints from students who paid for the 4 weeks about the first free week. So are you marketing like buy 4 get 5 weeks, or are you they don't have to pay the very first week and then they automatically get charged after the first week? Maybe just a bit more clarity in order to answer your question properly. Yeah. Any other questions for myself or Giuseppe?
Yeah, if you have any other question or comment, feel free. Also, like you can unmute yourself and ask directly, or if you feel more comfortable writing in the chat, both are okay.
Got it. All right, Shirin. Yes, the second way that I explained it. So you're probably using like a SaaS model, software as a service, where you get the first 14 days free and then you're charged after those 14 days. You obviously need to make that very explicitly clear in that sales process, in that registration process, that you know, use as much or have as many lessons as you want in this period of time, but from this date you will be charged X amount of dollars unless you cancel. So a great way is just to get inspiration from SaaS companies. I mean, there are so many, whatever that is, like Slack or even Zoom, whatever that, there are a lot of SaaS companies that use that model of, you know, get the first week, 2 weeks or month free, and then after that you are charged. So I would model your product off of that.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Let's see. Okay. Otherwise, guys, I'd also like to share with you here in the chat the email, both for Herbert as well as our email, so that in case you will come up with other question or would like to have a personalized consultation with us, you can do that. So I'm gonna share them in the chat right here. So this is the first one. Okay, and at this point, I think that if we don't have other questions, we can say goodbye to each other. And absolutely, I would like to thank both Herbert and Giuseppe for giving this presentation to us, as well to all of you for staying with us till the end. Thank you also for the question and for your attention. And yeah, for anything else, just contact us and we will always be available.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. I would like to add just that we're going to have another webinar in 2 weeks. So stay tuned, because we're going to cover other you know, topics related to the online language learning business. So this time, actually, we talk about marketing. Next webinar will be more on the pedagogical side. So we're going to explore also like how you can speed up teaching and learning. And we're going to talk more about the language learning process, and how actually technology can help to learn faster and better new language. So thank you so much, and
thank you.
And
See you next time.
Thank you so much. Actually, it's always a pleasure, and we're looking forward for the third episode.
See you soon. Yes, absolutely. Have a good weekend.
Okay, have a good weekend, guys.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.